You've made progress. But with the clan orbital guns still in place, our main invasion force will be taken apart.
Drop weight limit
before it
15
can even
tons.
land. You must silence those guns. Partisans have been able to locate several emplacements, but the clan also use mobile guns, which are
Do we get to use
constantly moved
vehicles?
to avoid detection. The mobile guns must be found. Until they are taken out, we cannot attempt our assault on the starport. Now, the bad news. We made quite an impression. The Jaguar have mobilized fresh companies of heavy and assault class mechs in your honor and more elite pilots. So the party is over. I'm downloading your objectives and battalion is standing by. Out.
Forget those old school ones, man. Dude, we got beat to shit. That mission. That was a tough mission. Purchase it. Okay. The lightest mech is a 25 ton, so we can't run that. We can run scout cars. We're gonna have to run a scout tank. That's exactly what we're gonna have to run. Great. It says drop weight limit 15 tons. Yes, it is a different medium, and that's the thing. A lot of people can't grasp that something that simple. And what it really comes down to too is that ability to say, okay, well, it doesn't matter if you're talking about electricity. It doesn't matter if you're talking about electronics, if you're talking about hydraulics, if you're talking about pneumatics, if you're talking about, the human body versus a computer versus working in construction. That's what it is. You have a medium, and then you have a fluid or electricity or data or something flowing through that medium. So as long as the individual system components are in working order and according to are essentially within a certain spec, right? Because it's really what it comes down to. Like, people measure the heart. Well, they're measuring a heart to make sure it falls in a certain range. So it doesn't matter what you're talking about. It doesn't matter what medium you're talking about. If you think about it in the same manner and you say, okay, well, we're going to basically focus on this.
For combat.
That basic concept goes across all separate jobs, all separate job descriptions, all separate skill sets. It is the same basic idea. It does not matter what it is. It's the same basic idea. Link APC, destroy orbital guns. Okay. Yeah, and that's the thing. And you get a lot of people that just don't see the writing on the wall, and they don't fully just grasp it. And it's not that hard. And once you understand those basic things.
We have a new contact. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Understood. Incoming.
Fuck.
Yes, sir.
You gonna hit that guy? So much for that. We're getting our asses kicked. APC's getting shot to shit. It's about to get blown the fuck up.
Mission objective cannot be completed. Mission failed.
Fuck. This is gonna be interesting, seeing how to do this.
Incoming transmission.
You've made...
Hold on a minute here. Let's see what other kind of vehicles we got. Light. Very light. Swiftwind is an unarmed, lightly armored vehicle. 35 tons. So we have to play with that scout tank. Okay.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors prepare for combat.
Okay, maybe the scout tank's gonna have to run interference. Yeah, it's all pretty basic and pretty straightforward, right? And you know, there's a lot of simple concepts that people just don't. Once they grasp those fundamentals, it doesn't matter what you do, you'll be fine. But I think it really does have to come down to the fact that a lot of people just don't care, which that's the thing. Like we can't sit there and honestly say that we are, you know, the smartest beings in creation. You know, we haven't evolved as a species. Oh, fuck, they saw me. Move. Move. Oh shit, someone's trying to cut me off. Okay, those two got murked.
Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Acknowledge.
He just blew himself up. Man, I got so skills, I just juked that dude and he just ran into his own airstrike. Oh, I see. This is the type of mission this is gonna be. Gotcha. Oh, he saw me. So, oh fuck.
Have a new contact.
Nope.
Acknowledge.
Nope. We are bugging. Fuck, there was another one?
Yes, sir.
Oh, damn it.
Acknowledge. We have a new contact. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on.
Acknowledge. Yes, sir. Understood. Vehicle destroyed.
You know, and
Yes,
it's one of those things too, to where, like, honestly, as a society, we do need to evolve. And one of the biggest things is that we are constantly telling ourselves that,
Yes, sir.
you know, we are Americans first. We are Americans first. We are
Yes, sir.
Americans first. And we need to stop fucking doing that. And I think that, you know, and that goes for every country. It doesn't matter if you're Russian or if you're Chinese or if you're English or if you're German or whatever the case is. You've got to stop with this whole fucking idea of I am a countryman, I am a countryman, I am a countryman. It's like, no, first and foremost, you are a fucking human being, so act like it, right? First and foremost, you have that, you know, you have that human aspect of you that you have to recognize and acknowledge first. And until we as a species can fully accept that, we're going to continue to run into problems. I don't know. Oh shit, that dude just got popped. I don't know. I may have, but I don't know. But it's definitely one of those situations where it's like, you know, the labels that we put on ourselves divide us, and these labels will always continue to be put on us.
Yes, sir.
There is nothing. I have a feeling I should not be going through this section, so I'm not going to go through there because it looks like it's been all mined up there. But yeah, I mean, we definitely just need to start treating each other like human fucking beings and understand that, you know, once we do that, we can start working together in order to fix some of these major fucking problems that we face.
Yes, sir.
Because we're seriously just limiting ourselves, and that's another thing too, is that once we start doing that, we can start changing certain things. Like, don't get me wrong, we seriously need a fucking paradigm shift. That definitely needs to fucking happen. Which a lot of people don't even know what the concept of a paradigm shift is, but
Acknowledge.
once we have that shift in our paradigm of how we do things, then you know, we of course will be able to change a lot of major issues.
Vehicle destroyed.
But that's the thing too, it's like, you know, as we advance, like, people put a value on themselves, and the value that they put on themselves, it really is based on like what they own, the house that they own, the car that they own, you know, how much money they have in the bank, right? What health insurance they have.
Yes, sir.
Like, to us, these things they're so small in the relative view of things. There you go. But that's one of those things that, you know,
Acknowledge.
it isn't just about it's not American, it's human. And until we can change certain ways of thinking, then we're going to be having problems. Definitely going to be having problems. I mean, the state of Texas just removed Helen Keller and fucking Hillary Clinton from their educational their educational curriculum for history. So the first woman to win the Democratic nominee and run for president basically is being removed, and Helen Keller is being removed. So you gotta be fucking shitting me. God, this was a pain in the ass. Get in here. Ooh. Hee. Hee hee. Come on, APC. Get there. Get there, APC. Fuck. You can't capture it. Shit. We're supposed to get that fucking mech. Alright. We have to figure this out. Alright, we can bait them away. And then once we bait them, we're at the flank. Alright. They're gonna pinch me over there though. But I don't know what's over here. Okay. Alright. Move quick. Move quick. Move quick.
We're under attack.
It's like they know. They're like, nah, they're making a run for it. They're making a run for that fucking mech. Damn it. Smart sons of bitches.
Yes, sir.
You better fucking move. Move quicker. Move quicker, please. Yeah.
Mission
We
objective
can't get there
complete.
this way.
Damn it.
The enemy is...
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Firestorm here. Enemy crawler destroyed. Understood, sir. Firestorm here. Enemy crawler destroyed. Order acknowledged.
Well, it's that brand myopathy, right? Like, that is no different than people saying that Chevy's better than Ford, or that Ford is better than Dodge, and Dodge is better than Chevy, right? Like, there is no difference. There is no difference.
Understood, sir.
Hell is this Firestorm? It is an assault mech. 85-ton
Sir,
assault
research
mech.
completed.
Clan assault mech. That almost looks like a fucking... like Warhawk or some shit, isn't it? That is a Warhawk. But yeah, I mean, it definitely... It definitely is. It is no different between those two things, and it really comes down to just being that simple, right? To be honest with you, the political system in this country needs to change too. It does. It needs to adapt, and it needs to change, and it needs to get better. They need to make some serious changes to it. We cannot continue to sit here in the same exact, mindset of, oh, well, the other team won, so we're going to do what we can to sabotage them until the midterms, and then at that point, if we're able to regain control, great. If we're not, then we'll continue to sabotage them for an additional 2 years until the primary comes along, and then at that point, we'll try to win, and if we lose, then we'll continue to try to sabotage. Like that is, at the end of the day, that is exactly what the system is right now.
My sensors have a new contact.
Maybe I should run for president.
Yes, sir. We're under attack. The enemy is engaging. Firestorm.
Man, y'all need to play more video games. That's what the problem is.
We're under attack. Copy that, sir.
Maybe if you played a little Age of Empires, you would understand the concepts behind this diplomacy and logistics and infrastructure.
Acknowledge.
Or played some Civ 5.
The enemy is engaging. Understood. This is Firestorm. I have a new
Trump didn't win. Trump. The reason why Trump won was because of the Electoral College. It had nothing to do with the popular vote. Okay, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, and ultimately, at the end of the day, once again, we do not have a representative democracy. We don't have an actual democracy here, and that's what a lot of people forget. Right? We have representatives that basically tell us what's best for us, instead of each of us as individuals determining what's best for us as a country. Because if that were the case, it would never happen. There are a lot of people who haven't participated in a direct democracy, and if they did, they would understand exactly how fucking hard it is.
Acknowledge. Yes, sir.
You just fucking shoot that guy, Jesus.
Acknowledge. Firestorm here. Enemy crawler destroyed. Understood. If you can't take
Damn, these fucking kid foxes are
acknowledge.
straight up
Understood.
rolling, man. Firing, dancing around me.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes,
Get
sir.
that dude with some SRMs, man. Ooh, he got popped.
Destroyed. Yes, sir. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. This is Firestorm. The enemy is engaging. Acknowledge. Yes, sir.
Well, see, and that's the problem, right? That ultimately is the problem, right? We don't need politicians that are in power that essentially promise something stupid to people, right? We need people that are in those positions that are able to make good judgment calls and are able to do what's right for the country as a whole, but not just the country. right? Like I said, it's still under that mindset
Yes,
of
sir.
us doing
Enemy
things for
quality
us
destroyed.
individually instead of doing things for us as a whole. Destroy the orbital guns. Okay.
Acknowledge. Firestorm here. I'm taking critical damage, sir. I'm taking enemy fire.
Who the
Target
fuck is shooting?
destroyed.
Alright, we may have to boogie back here real quick. I don't think... Yeah, there's no time limit on it, so might as well play it safe and get this guy... Because it looks like we have to go up against some turrets and shit. And he still has his full weapon complement, so... I'd rather get him repaired. Err on the side of caution and repair him. But it's tough, you know, it's tough, and, you know, a lot of people think that the answer is easy, and it's not. You know, there's a lot of problems with it, and I think that especially what has happened is that there are a lot of people who are not as educated and who are not as smart, and those people know who they are, you know what I mean? And there's nothing that they can do about that, right? Like, it's not their fault that their parents were doing drugs and alcohol and shit while they were a child or in the womb. You know what I mean? It's not their fault that they were exposed to those things. It's not their fault that they had to go through trauma. Yeah, of course. Because he's acting as a businessman. He's not doing what's in the best interest of Americans. He's not. The point is that they do know this. They either do know it or they just don't care to know it. You can ask a ton of Americans, like, you can ask them, you can go out on the street, and they do it all the time. You can see it in
Copy
YouTube
that,
videos.
sir.
They go out on the street all the time and they ask them, like, really serious, legitimate, easy questions. And these people cannot answer those questions because they just don't, they're not educated enough, or they haven't been educated on that topic. And as a result, they choose not to go and educate themselves on the topics. That's what the problem
Sir,
is.
reset complete.
They don't have to. It's like, if people really want to know what the difference is, it's like, look at the Lost Boys. I'm sure you remember them. I'm sure you definitely remember them. The Lost Boys of the Sudan. We were just watching, my wife and I were just watching it. She actually, she had a couple of them that went to the school that she went to, and during high school. And you could see the difference in humanity just between those guys and regular Americans at that time. But it doesn't take much, really. But what it really comes down to is that people, human beings, they can't accept certain things because they can't be educated on the topic. That's another problem too. They can't be educated on it. We could sit there, you could sit there and talk to some of these people until you're blue in the face, and you can literally spell it out for them. But at the end of the day, a lot of people do not have the mental capacity to be able to understand it. Which, like I said, I'm not making a dig at them. I'm simply saying,
Mission
like, that's
objective complete. Mission successful.
that ultimately is what it is. Please tell me I got this mech. That'd be nice. Yes.